Now we're just spinning. Oh, okay, we're live. Oh, well, you know what? This morning lends itself to why we have the retreat. Mama needs a break. Um, yeah, I'm here with Courtney,
Yeah, we can barely get a break to record the podcast.
and I've gotten a phone call from the husband and a phone call from the school, and yeah, there's this. That's why it was created. And Courtney joined me for the first annual one that we had April of 2022, so just a few months ago. Um, and you guys may or may not know, but I love to travel. So I was like, well, and I'm always thinking like this when it comes to places. Like we could go to, we're in California. California is super expensive. So when we go places, there's so many of us that is like, well, we could go to Cabo for the same amount, like if we go to Palm Springs and eat all three meals. So I was like, well, I'm going to create something for moms that they can say it's a gift. It's right around Mother's Day, so you can be like, oh,
Mhm.
what I like for my Mother's Day gift, and you still get to spend time with the kids on Mother's Day because that's important
Yeah.
to me also. So, Courtney, what made you join? And by the way, me and Courtney are friends now, but we were I don't know what kind of
Colleagues,
colleagues.
I don't know. We were both in the sphere of advocacy and
Right.
helping families, but we had only met in person one time
Oh,
for a short weekend, which was
yep.
like on the go.
Yep.
And then I saw that you put out this Mama Needs a Break. I too love to travel. And those of you who have been listening along probably can figure out I'm a full-time caregiver to, as well as my husband, to our daughter, Hannah. And due to the pandemic and everything, we haven't had outside help since early 2021. Like our caregiver quit in 2021 and I haven't had anybody since. So we're coming up on a year of me doing that, plus all my other things.
Right.
And so definitely needed a break, but I didn't know anybody. And the only person I knew a little bit was Markeisha. And my husband's like, are you sure you're going to have fun? And I was like, you know what? It's at an all-inclusive resort with yummy food and drinks.
Mhm.
I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to be all right.
And if I remember correctly, that was your first time out of the country by yourself?
Yes.
Was that it? Okay.
Yes. And my
You guys usually
husband does
travel a
all
lot,
the,
yeah.
my husband's like, you're kind of the planner and my husband's the planner and I'm the one that shows up and be like, what airline are we on? Like,
Okay.
I don't really know what's going on. I just show up when he tells me. I pack what we're supposed to pack for the kids. So I'm like in charge of packing. That's my thing. And he plans all of it. So to say I was nervous was an understatement. I didn't go through customs or whatever. And I didn't even know that, but you had everything set up. So like as soon as I got out of the airport, I had secure and safe transportation. So I know that's always a concern when you're going out of what you're familiar with.
Right.
You had great transportation lined up for us. You had instructions beforehand on how to prep for our trip and what we should bring, which was awesome. Again, when I checked in, I was like, that's included. I had never stayed at an all-inclusive. So, and I did not grow up doing trips like that. So I was like, he's like, how about I tell you what's not included? Like you have to pay for your massage if you want to upgrade with like a massage, or like an excursion. But otherwise it's it. You pay for your airline ticket, you have your passport, you show up and you get to mingle and have fun with lots of other moms. So can I ask you a question? We didn't prep this, so I'm just going to ask you a question. Is this only for special needs moms or moms raising kids with disabilities?
No, it's for all moms that need a break.
All moms need a break.
My hope is that because kind of like in school, we're in two like different mom groups, right? And which is good at one point because then you like what happened to me this morning. You get it. Like we go pick Josiah up from school. He's having a day. right? So you weren't like, oh my gosh, how unprofessional. We're supposed to be doing you were just like, okay, well, let me do this because, I get it,
Mhm.
So that's good in that sense, but it's also, I feel good to have other mom friends that be like, oh, so since they're not as exhausted dealing with all the other things that we have to deal with, like medical appointments and therapy appointments, that
Mhm.
we can be like, hey girl, bring Joe over here, or we got him over here, so would love to have a mix, right? So we can be one mom. be
Well, and
one
it goes, yeah. And it goes with our podcast mission, which is including every parent. We did a
Right.
little play on the IEP, but it's including every parent because we need people who are having a chance to get to know that side of caregiving or managing an IEP or dealing with all those things. So that's really important to have
Right.
them. And I've had friends who have gone above and beyond to ask me questions when I'm sharing or venting with them, and they'll say, okay, can we pause for 1 second?
Right.
That sounds really hard. I don't know what that word meant. Or I can tell
Right.
you're really upset. Help me understand. That means a lot to me. And so the beauty of this group was, and even if you do have a child on an IEP or with a disability, when we were there, we were all in different phases of that. Some people are
Right.
at the beginning of their journey. Other people didn't have a child with a disability. And then other people were like, oh, transitioning from high school into community services. And
Right.
so we were able to lend support, give insight. We
Crying in
even
the
had a
pool.
grandma come, right?
Yes.
Grandma
Yes.
was there because she wanted to take a break with her daughter, and they're both moms. And then she was able to learn from us too about our experiences and help her be as involved and a supportive
Yeah.
grandma to her daughter. And so there was lots of different relationships happening and growth happening.
Yeah.
So another question I've gotten,
Okay.
so I count tables on you,
Yes.
is is there like structured classes or things that you have to go and do? Like, so is there like a strict agenda or what? How does that work?
No, it's definitely a break for you. So there is an agenda, but it's very if you want to come, and if you want to lounge in your chair by the pool, please do that, because it really is for you to have a break. So we don't load up the schedule with me,
Formal classes, yeah,
Courtney, you know how I feel about, like,
yeah,
I'm in the front and I'm the parent and you are listening to me. I want us to gather together. We met in the pool.
yeah. We learned in the pool.
We learned
We,
in the
we
pool.
were, you know,
Yeah.
drinking, sipping on our drinks, and
Yes.
learning and growing and bonding. And I went on another retreat recently, and it wasn't an all inclusive resort, but it was a business retreat, but it was the same thing. It was like very flexible because it was also a break, away from our families, but we were also focused on business. And it reminded me of like when we went on our retreat in April, we were learning and growing, but we weren't sitting at a classroom. You'll walk away with tons of support and knowledge and goodie bags. But all of us, again, we're coming in there with different things happening in our lives, and some things are happening as we were going on our trip, right? And so we all understood that what looked like a break or what one mom wanted to do might not be what another mom wanted to do.
Right.
Now, I went on parasailing. I never done that before, and I went with one of your friends, your hairdresser.
Yes.
She was super fun. And so we went on
to know each other. They did not know each other. They met on the trip and decided to excursions were if you choose to go. So they were like, I think someone was like, hey, what do you think? Do you want to do parasailing? And those two hooked up and they had
and away we went. And we were out there like supporting each other because we went up together. So you could go up solo or together. And I had all these hopes of taking pictures, and I had my lanyard on. And I consider myself like I've done roller coasters, and so it takes a little bit to get me shook up. But as we're starting to go up, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was like gripping it. So she did all the photos for me, airdropped them to me, and so. And now we keep in touch on social media and support each other there. And so it was so much fun. It gave me a chance to grow as a woman and as a mom, like navigating.
That's important. Yeah.
To be able to see that I could travel by myself. Because my husband and I met him when I was 16. We got married when I was 18. So to say we've been together a long time would be like an understatement. And you get very comfortable in your roles, and he takes on that for us. And so I was like, and I even met a nice mom on the airplane. She's probably old enough to be my mom. And I was asking her questions and stuff about what to do when we get off. And she's like, oh, I'm not in a hurry. Do you want me to walk with you? And I said, yeah. And so we walked together, and then she was very protective of me. She's like, I want to make sure you get on the right car. So don't worry. My friend planned this all out for us. And so I found our sign and went, but there's still so many nice people.
You had a sign. No.
Yeah, you had a sign that they held up and shook for us. So like I knew where car to get in, and then my name was on the list and everything. And so, yeah, nice people all around, from the nice lady I sat with on the plane to getting to the all-inclusive, and they check you in like 5-star, like it's fancy.
Yeah, it is a 5-star. This mama likes 5 stars. Along with this mama's bear cubs.
Yeah.
And the husband. Yeah. So yes, it is a 5-star. The next one is coming up, is also at a 5-star. And I think that I can't wait for us to go, because this one is last year I been thinking about doing this, but then we all get out in our heads and be like, oh, I don't know, like who's gonna come? They don't know me. Like my friends know me, and they know that I travel all the time. And I was like, but this is for people that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. So I literally put it together like in February. Everything had to be done by the end of February, because you have to, in travel, everything has to be paid up like 60 days before.
Right.
And I didn't know what was going to happen. And it did. And I was excited to see people traveling for their first time. And I like what you said too, is that you are getting to know like yourself, like away from, we get very comfortable in our roles, and we just got to, just to hang out and meet other moms and we did talk about our kids, and we talked about what we need to, but we also just had fun. I'm going to go take a nap and be like, girl, I get it.
Go ahead.
You want to get in the pool? Yeah, let's get in the pool.
For any mom that's scared to leave too, maybe this is like your first time. Yeah. I always feel like when you go away, it gives your family a chance to see all that you do. Because when you're not there, they might think they know all the things you do. But when you take a break and you exit that situation for a few days, I tell you, my kids always appreciate me and my husband, as do I, when he goes away. I'm like, please come home. I miss you so much. I had to do this all by myself. And so, again, it gives them a chance to see, and you might be able to see where you have some gaps and things that maybe they didn't know quite what to do when you were gone. And that's important for everybody to be able to fill in with our kids that do have disabilities, and know how to care for them and what medications go at this time. They won't get to practice if you never leave. So they get a chance to practice and have a deeper appreciation for you. So we so hope you will reach out. In the show notes, I think for the podcast, we're going to pop it over there too. You will see the link to where you can look at it and send us a DM if you have any questions, and we'll get back to you right away. I so hope you can join us.
I hope you can join us too. And I I told you guys, I think I told you that I got a call from the school. So I hear him coming in. So I'm going to say, have a good weekend. And we hope to see you guys in Cancun.
Right.
We'll actually come back on and talk about it. We'll talk about more about the next place that we're going.
Yeah.
Some activities that we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.